Police sirens blared as Malik's hand shook. Cuffed behind his back, the woman he had saved was pleading. Yet the officer's eyes stayed cold, locked on him like he was the threat. Cameras flashed, crowds murmured, and whispers twisted truth into suspicion. How did a boy who risked everything become the one accused? What happened on that cracked city sidewalk that turned a hero into a villain? This is the story of courage, crushed by injustice. An unforgettable moment no one expected. Welcome, story lovers! From where are you watching? Comment the name of your city. Every morning, Malik laced up his worn sneakers and left his mother's tiny apartment in Southside Chicago. At just 14, he carried more weight than most adults. Groceries, part-time jobs, his younger siblings' dreams. He kept his head down, avoided trouble, and believed that kindness still mattered, even when the world didn't believe in kids like him. The neighborhood was loud with sirens, yet he'd grown numb to it all. He had a route, same sidewalk, same cracked pavement, same silent prayers. On this particular morning, the air felt heavier, like it knew something he didn't. As he crossed the intersection near the upscale district, he noticed a luxury car parked strangely, doors ajar, voices raised. He hesitated. Something was happening, something that would pull him far from the shadows he'd lived in, and into a moment the whole world would one day talk about. Malik crept closer to the scene. Heart pounding, two men stood over a woman near the sidewalk. Her purse was torn, her designer coat stained, her eyes wide with silent terror. The men weren't just robbing her. They were enjoying it, and nobody was helping. Cars slowed, then sped away. People glanced, then looked down. She was white, they were white, and Malik? Just a poor black kid, watching from the shadows. He knew better than to get involved. One wrong move, and he would become the suspect. But then he saw blood. Her lip was split, and one of the men laughed as he pushed her down again. Malik's body moved before his fear could stop him. He grabbed a nearby brick and yelled, loud enough to distract, long enough to matter. The attackers turned, surprised by his boldness. They didn't run. They advanced. Malik backed up, fast. He wasn't a fighter. He was just a kid. But one of the men lunged. Malik ducked, tripped over the curb, and hit the ground. For a second, everything went black. When he opened his eyes, the woman was kneeling beside him. She had a phone. Police sirens wailed in the distance. The attackers had fled, but the damage was done. As the crowd gathered, someone whispered, "Did he attack her?" Another voice. Figures. Always them. Eyes turned cold. Fingers pointed. Malik's act of courage was already being rewritten as a crime. A police cruiser screeched to a halt. Officers jumped out, guns drawn, not at the attackers, but at Malik. "On the ground! Now!" He froze, still dazed, blood on his temple. The woman cried out, "No, he helped me!" But her voice was lost in the chaos. Malik dropped to his knees, hands shaking. The cold pavement met his cheek as cuffs clicked tight. He felt every eye burn through him, accusing, assuming. His heart pounded, not from fear of punishment, but from knowing how easily truth gets buried beneath skin color. Cameras flashed. Headlines were already writing themselves. A hero turned suspect in seconds. And then, as they lifted him up, the woman leaned in and whispered something that broke him completely. "I'm sorry. They'll never believe you." Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like. It really helps. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories. Malik was released hours later, no apology, just a warning to stay out of trouble. The woman gave her statement, but it barely made a dent in the system, already stacked against him. His name never hit the headlines. His bravery never trended. But in his neighborhood, word spread. Malik stood up when no one else did. He saved a life and paid for it with silence. He now walks that same cracked pavement, a little heavier, a little older inside. Because for every act of courage, there's a world ready to twist it against you. If you look like Malik, this isn't just his story. It's a mirror. How many heroes like him will we overlook before we start seeing the truth? Share this video if it moved you, and subscribe for more stories that matter. See you in the next one.